In the last class, we have studied Helmholtz pairing theory of electrical double layer. In the Helmholtz pairing theory, there is a stationary charged electrolyte is assumed. Okay, and we have also studied about the capacitance of the electrical double layer. All these things we have studied in the last class. Today, the next theory of electrical double layer, the second theory we are going to study is Guy-Chapman theory. This Guy-Chapman theory is also called diffuse charge model. This is diffuse charge model theory. According to this theory, there is a electrode metal plate. Parallel to this, there is a liberated ions. The liberated ions in the solution, okay, liberated ions in the solution, that forms a parallel sheet over the electrode metal. According to this Guy-Chapman theory, the electrical field arises, for example, this is metal. It has some negative charge. This is metal. And this is electrolyte. Okay, this is electrolyte. This is positive ions that forms outer Helmholtz plane. We already studied, and there will be so many ions present. This is solution. And the positive charged layer, it forms a sheet. It may be a primary layer or a secondary layer. Okay? That forms the outer Helmholtz potential. The charge density on the metal, that is excess charge density on a metal, is Qm, and the excess charge density here on OHP, that is outer Helmholtz plane. Okay, outer Helmholtz plane will be less than Qm, that is charge density over the metal plate. Listen, the excess charge density on the metal, according to Guy-Chapman, is not equal to the charge density on the outer Helmholtz plane, which is formed due to thermal movement of ions in the diffused layer of an electrolytic solution. Okay, this is not equivalent, but this is less than charge density over the metal. The charge density due to the ions, okay, will not be same. It will be less. It is less than the charge density on the metal. And the excess charge density on the solution goes on decreases with increasing in the distance. Okay, it goes on decreases with increasing in the distance, because that is as the outer Helmholtz plane on the primary and secondary layers due to solvated and unsolvated ions, as the distance from the metal goes on increases, the charge density in the diffused solution goes on decreases. Okay, as the distance increases. Okay, this is given by that you can easily explain by a graph. See, when the excess charge density or diffused charge density over the electrolyte is plotted against distance, diffuse charge density, when it is plotted against distance, that is distance from the electrode, okay, what happens? The charge density goes on decreases like this as the distance is going on. When the distance is x is equal to 0, that is when the distance is very less, very closer to the metal, the charge density over the diffused electrolytic solution will be maximum. As the charge density, that is as the distance of the diffused state or the primary secondary layers or OHP goes on increases, okay, the influence of charge over the metal atom goes on decreases. That is what it shows. Okay, and this area under this curve, this shows the charge density, okay, that is distance in the solution. That is what this graph shows. Okay, it has been experimentally verified. And moreover that the net charge density vanishes as the distance is going on. Okay, as the distance increases, because the equal number of positive and negative ions are involved due to thermal movement of ions. Okay, due to thermal movement of ions, there will be equal number of positive and negative ions, okay, as the distance increases. So therefore what happens? The charge density in the diffused state of electrolytic solution will become very less. Next we have, next point is given by Debye-Chapman that since electrode has ionic cloud here, ionic cloud, Debye model resembles the theory of interionic attraction in solution. Okay, it gives the resemblance of interionic attraction. Interionic attraction means there will be an oppositely charged attraction taking place. For example, if there is a negative charge over the electrode plate and the positive ions in the primary layer or secondary layer gets attracted due to interionic attraction. And ion electrode interactions with the electrode as the source of field. Because of this, as metal taken as the source of electrical field, there is an interionic forces of attraction between the metal and the ions present in the diffused layers of electrolyte. And what happens? Every central ion produces a symmetrical field, and electrode behaves like an electrical infinite plane having a planar symmetry. Okay, because of the electrode, because of the ionic atmosphere, symmetrical field, spherically symmetrical field in the diffused charge. Therefore, what happens? The infinite plane has a planar symmetry. Another thing is, this diffused layer is analogous to long range ion-ion interaction. Okay, long range ionic interaction taking place. In the diffused layer, there will be long range ionic interaction taking place, and now the corresponding potential charge on each and every ion is given by Boyd-Chapman, that is the potential gradient at the ion at a distance x, at an ion at distance x is given as psi x, that is given by Boyd-Chapman. Dou psi d psi divided by dx will be equal to minus 8 kT C0 divided by epsilon or epsilon 0 into sin h z psi x divided by 2 kT. That is the rate of change of potential gradient at an ion at a distance x with respect to x is given by this value. Okay, and this psi x represents the potential at a distance x. Okay, now what is this C0? C0 is the concentration of ith species ion. Okay, ith species in the bulk of the solution. In the bulk of the solution, C0 is the concentration of ith species in the bulk of the solution. Okay, is given, and psi x is the outer potential. Or the potential of an ion at a distance x in the diffused charge layer. Next we have, on continuing this, the charge density. Okay, the charge density in the diffused state, in the diffused electrolytic solution side is given. The charge density on the diffusion state or in the solution side is given by minus 2 into ER E0 C0 KT power half into sin h ZD psi 0 to KT. See, in the last step, we have used psi x, the potential of an ion at a distance x. This psi 0 is potential at x is equal to 0. For example, say, when I take the electrical double layer, this is metal and this is the diffused state, solution side. If this is the positive charge, for example, if I assume, then it will be negative charge. Okay? And this is the distance. At no distance, x is equal to 0. Here x is equal to 0. Here, when x is equal to 0, the potential at the diffused state will be equal to 0. And this distance is k inverse, and this distance is the distance between it will be very small. very a small minute distance between the diffused layer and the metal electrode, it is taken as K inverse, and this is the potential when the diffused layer at x is equal to distance x is equal to 0. So here in this case what happens? The charge density over the metal will be equal to charge density in the diffused state, but in the negative sign. Okay, but in the negative sign, equal in magnitude, the charge will be in negative sign. It will be almost equal when the distance is very much closer or at x is equal to 0. Next we have, that is, since the charge density over the metal will be equal to negative in charge density over the solution, that will be equal to diffused state, that small d refers to diffused layer. Okay, the change in the charge density over the metal will be equal to the change or the excess charge density in the solution side will be equal, but equal in magnitude, but it is reverse in sign. That will be same in the case of diffused layer. So therefore, now we have to find out the differential capacity between the electrode and electrolyte interface. Guy-Chapman has calculated by differentiating this, the charge density over the metal by varying the potential at constant temperature. How he found out? He calculated as, that is, on differentiating that charge density over the metal with respect to potential. What is potential? V at constant temperature. That is, at constant temperature, by varying the potential difference between the diffused layer and the metal electrode, he is finding out the charge capacity or the capacitance of a condenser. He is getting it as C is equal to dQm divided by dV at constant temperature. Okay, he is finding out the charge, the change in the net charge excess density over the metal by varying the potential at constant temperature. This value is equal to minus dou Qd, because it is in minus sign with respect to psi m. Here, the psi m is the potential. Okay, potential of an ion at constant temperature will be equal to, given this value is given as 2 epsilon r, epsilon 0 relative permittivity of air and relative permittivity of space. Okay, z square, E square, electronic charge, concentration of ith ion in the bulk of the solution divided by kT into cos h Ze psi m divided by 2 kT. Okay, this is the capacitance of an electrical double layer calculated by Guy and Chapman. Okay, knowing the relative permittivity of space and air, okay, temperature, charges, charge, and the concentration, we can easily find out the charge capacity, or what is called as the differential capacity, okay, between the metal electrode and the diffused state, or an electrolytic diffused state electrolytic solution. See, this is how the Gauss-Chapman has calculated the charge, that is the differential capacity of an electrolyte interface. So therefore, Chapman said that is as the distance goes on increases, okay, as the distance goes on increases, the charge density in the diffused layer goes on decreases, and he is considering that is there is a potential arises due to the thermal motion of positive and negatively charged ion in the diffused state, and the electrolytic solution is not remain stationary, it is a movement. See, there are some shortcomings. According to Gauss-Chapman theory, this differential capacity should not be constant. It is not constant, it will vary. It should show inverted parabola dependence. Okay? It is not constant, it shows that is, it should show inverted parabola dependence on potential across the interface. Okay, this is about Gauss-Chapman theory. It has also some shortcomings and limitations. There are some shortcomings and limitations of Gauss-Chapman theory. What is limitations? It neglects ion-ion interaction, which is important at higher concentration. See, the Chapman has not considered ion-ion interaction. There will be ion-ion interaction between the positively charged ion and the negatively charged ion. That is not he has taken into consideration, which is very important at higher concentration. This is okay in the case of dilute solutions. Okay, it is applicable in the case of dilute solutions, but it is not so in the case of concentrated solutions. This is one of the limitations of this Gauss-Chapman theory. Another limitation is he assumes that the ions are like point charges. Okay, that assumptions of point charges is also one of the drawback of this Gauss-Chapman theory. So this is about the Gauss-Chapman theory. So what is the concept of Gauss-Chapman theory? You have to draw the that is what is the electrical double layer structure of Gauss-Chapman and how potential varies as the distance of ion in the diffused layer increases from the metal electrode. Okay, how the charge density varies and how he is calculating the differential capacity of the electrified interface. Okay, this is so much about Gauss-Chapman theory. In the next class, we are going to study the Stern model of electrical double layer theory.